All right, this month, May, is Stroke Month in America, and once again, 8 on Your Side is teaming up with the American Heart Association with a special stroke alert.
Indeed, we are. News Channel 8's Rod Carter joining us now with a group of volunteers in our phone bank to give us what could be some life-saving information. Rod?
Good evening, Gail. Good evening, Keith. If you have any questions about preventing and treating a stroke, give us a call on our toll-free number, 1-800-528-0808. A lot of professionals here from St. Anthony's Bay Care, as well as a doctor here who is actually taking specific questions and will call you back with some answers to that. We'll also send you the new Power to End Stroke cookbook. Now, of course, getting proper medical care is very important when you're talking about a stroke. Minutes absolutely matter. Here's the story of a lucky man who was able to get the help he needed just in time to live out his dreams.
Don Deering is walking tall these days, just 8 months after suffering a debilitating brainstem stroke.
1, 2.
But he was lucky. His wife Jackie was with him the morning it happened and recognized the symptoms.
And he told me that his arm was tingling, and first thing I was thinking of was possibly a heart attack. And then he said his leg was starting to tingle. And when he went to move, he kind of walked sideways.
She says, "Come on, we're going to the hospital."
Doctors didn't know if Don would ever walk again. Yet after 4 days in the hospital, they sent him off to Mitchell Rehab Hospital at Morton Plant, North Bay.
And when I came here, I was zeros on my left-hand side of the body, nothing.
He was totally dependent on all his transfer, but he just didn't want to give up, which was the amazing thing about him.
Self-determined, Don wasn't down for long.
I was up walking. I walked 80 feet in 3 days when I was here.
Plus, he had a big reason to live and get back on his feet.
One of my goals when I was in there, my daughter was getting married on the 15th of February, and I wanted to walk her down the aisle. That was my big thing, and I did it.
But not without some frustrations along the way.
I would be sitting there watching TV, and I'd start crying. You know, just sobbing, and you don't know why.
But in less than 5 months, and just in time.
And I did get up, I did walk her down the aisle. I left my cane parked, and I walked her down the aisle. She held my hand. I got to dance with her. I got to give her away to her new husband and everything, and it was fantastic.
The American Stroke Association has a good way of remembering the signs of a stroke and how to handle it. It's very simple. It's called FAST. All right, I'll tell you what that means. Don experienced the A in FAST, the A symptom, which means arm numbness. Here's some of the others meanings to those. The F means face or face slackening or numbness. S is for slurred speech, and then the T, of course, stands for time. Time is extremely important. You have to remember to get the patient medical help as quickly as possible. Keith, Gail?
It's valuable information. We're glad to have you here with us today, and thanks all those good volunteers too, Rod. We appreciate them being here.
Great group of folks back here.
All right, thank you, Brian. Do you know the warning signs of a stroke? May is Stroke Month in America, and once again, 8 on Your Side is teaming up with the American Stroke Association with a stroke alert. Joining us now from the phone bank is News Channel 8's Rod Carter. Hi, Rod. Thanks for joining us. I know you're normally on the morning show, and so this is an extra long day for you, and we appreciate it.
It is, but for a very good reason. If you have any questions about preventing and treating stroke, just give us a call. Our toll-free number is 1-800-528-0808. You can talk to one of our volunteers from St. Anthony's Bay Care, and you can also get your hands on one of these, which is really cool. It's a 2014 Power to End Stroke cookbook. All right, here's some startling facts you may not know about when in regards to stroke. Each year, it kills nearly 100,000 Americans. That's 1 for every 19 deaths. But knowing how to spot a stroke is a lot easier than you think. And here to talk to me this afternoon is Dr. Ali Sabiri. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that. Let's talk first for a moment. Just how do you spot a stroke? What is the first warning sign?
Usually it's some form of weakness somewhere. So it could be your face droops, it could be your arm is weak, you could have speech difficulties. These are really our main warning signs, even eye loss, vision loss, that is. So those are things that we want people to immediately do not hesitate and go to the emergency room, call 911. The sooner you get to the ER, the better.
What happens if you wait too late before you call 911?
Symptoms can be sustained, and it could be reversible if you get to the ER sooner. There are ways to help. but it can linger, and then problems will arise.
And a lot of people think that when you have a stroke, that's kind of the end, but that's not necessarily true. People recover from them all the time and recover well, right?
They do. They do. Most strokes are recoverable, but you want to get there sooner, because if a stroke evolves, that is a problem. The larger the stroke, the harder it is to recover from it. So,
Dr. Zubiri, thank you very much. You're going to be around to answer a few questions, right? Really appreciate that. Thanks. And of course, we'll be back in just a few minutes. And in the meantime, we're going to give you that number again for you. It's 1-800-528-0808. These folks, these volunteers from St. Anthony's Baycare will be here until 7 o'clock tonight to answer your questions and also get your information so they can get you one of these great cookbooks. All right, Jen, back to you.
And Rod, you're going to still be with us for a little while too, right? I mean, you've got other stuff coming up tonight at 5.
Yeah, I have a really good story of a man who had a stroke just 8 months ago, and within 4 days he was out of the bed and walking around, and you'll want to hear the reason why he wanted to get up. It was the thing that motivated him the most. We'll tell you all about that coming up at 5 o'clock.
It's like Dr. Zubiri said, every second counts.
Absolutely.
And your guy at 5 is living proof of that.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Rod,
all
so
right,
much.
We'll see you later.
Here's something for you to think about. Each year, more than 795,000 people in the U.S. suffer a stroke.
And that's why Aid on Your Side is teaming up with the American Heart Association to help alert you to the dangers of stroke. News Channel 8's Rod Carter is joining us now live once again from our phone bank with details. Rod, I'm sure those phones have been ringing off the hook.
They have, actually. Good evening, Gail. Good evening, Keith. We want the phones to ring a lot more. As you can tell, it's just a little bit quiet in here, which is good, though. That means folks are on the phone, but we have some people here who do need to get busy. These folks are from St. Anthony's Baycare, ready to answer your questions. Of course, May is Stroke Month here in America. If you have any questions about preventing or treating stroke, give us a call. The toll-free number is 1-800-528-0808. We'll also send you one of these. This is the 2014 Power to End Stroke Cookbook. It's filled with a lot of great recipes that'll be great for folks out there. Now, there are professional volunteers, again, from St. Anthony's Hospital Baycare, and even a doctor who is here actually taking those questions, answering them by calling you back. I'm not kidding you. This is about the first time I've ever seen a doctor give phone calls back to someone immediately. So we've got a lot of questions from folks out there who've called in, a lot of questions about smoking was it regards to stroke, about overheating when it regards to stroke, and then about how much exercise is too much exercise once you have a stroke and you're starting to rehabilitate. So a lot of questions coming in. Give these folks a call. Again, the number is 1-800-528-0808. They'll do their best to answer those questions and, of course, get you one of these, which is a great cookbook. I actually have one of these, and I'm taking this one with me for somebody else. Keith, Gail.
That's a great idea. And the great thing about having that doctor there, he can answer a specific question about someone's condition or concern. So,
absolutely. And that's exactly what's happening. I mean, people have very specific questions that they're asking when they call in, so it goes right to him and he calls right back.
All right. Well done. Tell everyone thank you for their work.
Will do.